need to be doing the conditioner.
Right.
Every
So
other.
we're
Just conditioner only every other.
We were just giving an update on what our hair person was telling us about.
Yeah.
But for your hair, she was teaching me about the sulfates. I didn't know anything about the sulfates. That the ones with I'm a little crazy. The shampoo with the sulfates does get out that it strips the hair, but which can be good if you are wanting to do a deep clean. And then go in between. I looked on the Trader Joe's kind. I love the mint kind. She's like, I'm guessing because it's all organic, it won't have the sulfates in, right? So I love using the minty Trader Joe's kind. But anyways,
Yeah, okay.
So, and she was telling you could even skip because of your curly.
Skip shampoo every other time.
Wow.
And just condition only with no shampoo at all.
Wow.
Because of my curly hair, because of my curls. Because
Okay.
curly hair tends to be drier because it has a lot. It's harder to get the oil from your scalp down to your hair with the curls. So straight hair can
that
kind of
makes
just
sense.
make it through to the end, but
Yeah.
my hair it doesn't because of the curl.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so a work update. So a couple different things going on. So this morning we had our final. That's the printer, or the scanner. That's funny. This morning we had our final summer craft club, which was what was the title? I asked Jocelyn and Elena to teach or to set it up, and so go ahead. You can explain what all.
So like friendly cupcakes.
Friendly cupcakes, and the story was
Peanut butter and cupcake.
peanut butter and cupcake, and it was all about friendship.
Yeah.
Awesome. It was a
Finding new
really
friends.
adorable. All the kids sat together on the rug, the new rug over there, and the craft was making like a Play-Doh cupcake, a faux cupcake. Put their little ball of sprinkled Play-Doh into like a little cupcake. What do you call that? Liner.
Or paper.
Yeah, and it was cute. It came out really cute, and you definitely see. I was telling. Oh, I forgot. Hey, you guys.
Hi, guys.
We should get a little closer, I guess. So I was telling her of all the summer. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my hair. Of all the summer club things we've done, I've been doing all of the neat and tidy, let's color, let's write in our journal, and she is more of the culinary creative where she's mixing things and using materials, and I'm that's messy. And I'm as soon as I saw, what was the ingredient, cornstarch, or I was I think I need to leave. Because then the kids love it and they're getting into it, and I love it and I want that, but that's part of the reason why I like having you here is because the kids need that, I need that, and that's what I want this place to be about. Personally, I have a hard time being in charge of that because I'm just constantly thinking, yeah, I just don't like the cleanup. I don't like the cleanup with cooking. I don't like the prep. I don't like the cleanup. It's just all these stages, and I feel so overwhelmed by it that if there's a mess, I used to freak out about a mess because I was I have to work so hard to clean it up. And I would always, my big thing was to just prevent the mess.
See, I have the whole thought process already. The planning,
Yeah. And then she just did the cleanup because so the kids were getting into it.
It's a whole package. It's not just.
I know. So for me, I'm thinking nice in the end. That's kind of how I thought of kids too, to be honest. I was kids, so much fun. They're what? They're what, 12? 10, 12? You can do stuff with them. It's so much fun. And then I was whoa. These infants are, whoa. I was who wants to go hiking? And they're Rah! And I'm ooh, what is your problem?
That reminds me of when we met. speaking of when we met in our mom's group, when we had our first infants together.
Do you remember walking around the park?
Yes.
That was when you started telling me your story.
Did I tell you that I told Jacob and Isabella
they probably didn't know.
I was like, did you guys know that when you guys were little and in your strollers, you guys would go next to each other while me and your mom walked, and we were pushing you around. I was like, remember the park and the square? And they were both looking at each other, blushing and giggling. I was like, what? It's not a big deal. But they were like,
yeah.
I was like, yeah, you two were.
That was that long ago. It's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah.
That's craziness, especially the last couple of years. It's like, because it's been a crazy couple of years, but they just flew by, and all of a sudden these kids are like
teenagers.
Yeah, almost, yep. And they're not at all those little kids at all.
It's a long time, actually, but it went fast.
We're here now. I'm glad we're here to where
we made it.
We didn't have to stop and nurse anybody. You remember that? Oh my gosh, I just thought that was nuts. Yeah. Anyway, I love it. Breast is best.
No more soaked shirts.
Oh my gosh. It's like, oh, I love that commercial.
Or how about hearing somebody else's baby cry when you're finally babyless and you're like,
gosh. Yeah. You're like, yeah. What is that? That's weird. I'm like, does anybody else feel
crying.
that?
Make your baby stop crying.
Yeah, exactly. Could you please? It's really making me uncomfortable. Okay, so that happened this morning, and that was super great. We, the kids are having fun outside right now, so they can come in at any moment.
1:11.
We did a lunch. These days are kind of interesting if we have both of our families, because instantly that's 6 kids, so it can be pretty nutty. I get anxiety just feeling like I know how I am in these situations, and I'm just going to say right now, that was fun. I thought that was pretty good, even though
really good. I enjoyed having just our kids today.
Yeah,
I liked it. I mean, it's good.
I do too.
I love it either way, but this was different.
Well, it was, and I don't know if I didn't know if our kids, you know how your own kids, they don't always buy the whole you're in charge. They're you think you're in charge all the time. So this is the part where we're we think we're so hilarious, and by the power of all of us kids, we can just easily overpower you grown-ups. That's what usually can happen, and that's where I'm like, please don't. Please, I'll pay you. No, I thought it went really good. Jacob did a great job reading. We had him reading. The kids were listening.
Yeah,
I'm always good. Just wow. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun watching them get into that mode. It's more structured because I don't have that kind of structure in my. I'm not going to sit my kids down and be like. Actually, sometimes I'll have them do a story. No, sometimes Jacob will, at bedtime. It doesn't last for. It's I'm constantly trying to go do stuff like that. Okay, so, but in other news, I had 2 commissions, and they kind of came back to back. So somebody was having, so my husband had a co-worker, somebody who works for him, was celebrating their 25th anniversary, and so I had done an art piece before that basically said, celebrating whatever. A couple of years ago I had done one, so he asked me if I could do one again for this individual celebrating 25 years, and then his boss found out that was going to happen and asked if I would do one. The turnaround time was basically from Friday until today is Thursday, so I found out about it on Friday and Aaron had to leave with it this morning. So, but that got done. And that was I up-priced it for the for the rush charge, so that's cool. I feel good about that, and I still have another. Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch the movie.
Yeah, you can go in the living room and press on pause. You can stop.
Can I turn off the music?
Yep, sure.
What's that?
Take off your shoes, please, and put them away. So. Okay, and then we were going to try to meet and go over some of this launch stuff. So this is but this is fun. we have a lot of irons in the fire as far as like a lot of there are a lot of different potential projects, I feel like, where that could be revenue sources, which is difficult to bring it all together and figure out, you know, with all of these different services or things that you individually, me individually, and then the studio even potentially could offer, how to organize it into something where there's one, you know, it's a cohesive thing, and we know where to go from here. So we're in the organization phase. I feel good about it though. I feel like organically things are coming together. I feel like it's encouraging that we have the space in general. Like this is a huge, in fact, I was just talking with a former colleague who was saying, ooh, maybe could I, you know, sublet it or lease it out like that. You could set it up to be like, you could rent out the creative space for like meetings or things like that, or people who don't have, you know, there's a lot of virtual companies. And so that like the company I used to work for, and they didn't have an office space for a long time. And then when they wanted to get together, I don't know if they would, I guess they would either do virtually or they would rent out a space. I guess they would go to one of their restaurants and have like meetings and stuff there, one of their clients. But anyways, that's another, you know, using the space itself. But anyways, I'm gonna stop talking and your turn. I know, sorry.
That sounds good.
I know. So we're gonna
That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, I feel like. Did you just call me nuts?
Or tortoise.
Oh, in
tortoise
other
shell.
news, you went on that actual date.
Yes, I did. It's really nice.
It went really well, and after we were like, oh, she's gonna do this whole thing. The day she was gonna go on the date, I happened to have a family reunion where I was speaking with my very good cousin, and she's also, you know, single and dating, and she's like, oh my gosh, it's a nightmare out there. She's like, and eHarmony's the worst. And I was like, could you just tell me what you mean by that? Because, like, my best friend is going on her first date tonight. And I was basically like, oh my gosh. Like, I just was freaked out. Like, I was trusting this whole thing. And I'm like, it's good. You're going to go on this new date and it'll be fun. And then instantly I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to murder her. You know, or not really, but I was just like.
I was thinking the same. I was like, am I going to get kidnapped? Am I going to get robbed? Am I gonna get?
And I guess
what's gonna happen?
You even told your date,
but it wasn't happening any other way.
Right.
I wasn't getting asked out any other way.
Right. So I thought it was a great experiment, but I guess I seriously thought about like crashing their date, just to like.
Yeah, I did forewarn him, like, just so you know, my best friend might stop in here.
I love that you did that, and supposedly you were serious.
I wouldn't be surprised if she comes in here.
I actually, it took me a lot
because all my friends do not approve of me doing this.
Did you say that?
Yep. They're all married. They have no idea what it's like now in the single world, and because he was like, yeah, it's pretty much kind of, you know, when you're married. I mean, divorced, like when you're divorced, like, right. He's like, I'm not going to go to the bar. He's like, I'm not going to go to a bar to get a date.
Right.
So he's like, what else is there for us? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, you know, it's funny that you say that because, so then I just happened to say this on a whim. Like, it's funny that you say that because I feel like I said this to make myself feel secure, safe. Like, as a warning or something.
Right.
Like, oh, just so you know, all my friends, they're all married, and you know, for so long, they have no idea what it's like nowadays. Like, this is kind of what you do nowadays. And he's like agreeing with me, like, yeah. And I'm like, but just so you know, they don't agree, like, with me doing this at all, and I wouldn't be surprised. That's what led me to say. So I would not be surprised if my best friend comes in here. Yeah, she might stalk me. I'm just forewarning you.
I'm really glad you said that
because I don't know him at all.
I was constantly. Oh, look, it's 14:35, so we're gonna wrap it up. But
yeah,
I'm glad you said that because I was like, boundaries. I'm like, she's a grown woman. She can do this. And then I was like, I don't know though. Like, if her life is on the line, screw the boundaries. Like,
yeah.
But anyways, okay.
So I feel like I'm gonna use that's gonna be my thing now.
Is that? Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Be quiet.
Bye.